makeup.
Trying to get some kills.
Hey guys.
Epic. Hey guys.
Some people work all the time. They come home, get on their phone, sleep. Or you go to school, go to work, get on your phone, sleep. If you're inside all the time, you're gonna feel like, ugh, what type of life is that?
What did y'all? Baby. Pick it up.
I have to wake up at 5:30, walk to school. My first teacher, she's always screaming, so much homework in one night, barely have any time for me. I went to the emergency room a couple times because I would get these headaches where I would just be dizzy and I would get this chest pain. I thought that wasn't normal for a 17-year-old to have chest pain and headaches like that.
The time before I saw you, you went to the emergency room. They were kind of a little freaked out in the emergency room, I remember.
They would run tests and run tests. They said nothing was wrong with me at all. So, I came to the conclusion maybe it did have to do with stress because I was putting a lot on myself. When I'm stressed and angry, I feel hot behind my ears, around my neck. Like, I get really hot. And I'll get red. People tell me I get red. I ball up my fist. I really want to throw something. I want to hit somebody.
In many of my patients' lives, there's stresses. It wasn't until we had this crisis, going to the emergency room, that triggers in me, we got to do something about this. When I asked her, where and what do you like to do outside, she very much surprised me.
I told him I had a hammock at my father's house.
A hammock? She goes, yeah.
And he was like, you should go out there with nobody bothering you, no electronics at all. No electronics? I don't think I can do it.
60 minutes once a week, that is her prescription. A nature prescription is essentially spending time in an outdoor setting where there's nature. And what is most accessible for our people who live in urban areas are parks. There are certain elements to a prescription. One element of a prescription is the name of the medication. Then you have to have how many and what frequency, and then how much you're going to give. I've adapted this conventional prescription for medication for nature. Jocelyn's prescription was for her to lie in her hammock and observe the trees every week for 1 hour.
At first, I thought, what am I supposed to do out there? Just sit all day? But, I did take this more seriously because it was a prescription. I started doing it once a week, every Wednesday for an hour when I come home. I tell my family, you guys can't bother me. My doctor said I have to do this.
And what do you do when you're in the hammock now?
I just sit there and observe because he told me that I should get away from my phone and stuff. And not
Do you turn it off? Do you turn it off?
Yeah, I don't have my phone with me.
You don't have your phone with you for 1 hour?
Yeah.
That's impressive. Okay, I can't do that either, so that's hard.
It was kind of cool. I've noticed things I've never noticed. The leaves changing. You can hear birds. Hear the wind sometimes. I never knew the clouds move until I really just sat there and looked. I never believed people because every time I look at the sky, it's like nothing's moving. But if you really look at it, clouds move very slow. You have to really look at them to see that they move.
There's over 300 scientific studies that show a positive, strong correlation between time in nature and improved health outcomes. Some of the physiologic changes that have been noted are a decrease in cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and we can actually watch that number drop by virtue of spending more time in nature. We're only now putting this into practice as a prescription, but we've had thousands of years of experience with the benefits of being outdoors.
My chest pain, it started going away eventually. Before, the old Jocelyn, she would just lose it over anything. The new Jocelyn is a problem solver. She's learning how to keep her attitude under control. I know a lot of people with not the greatest attitudes, and I'll tell them, like, you want to change how you react to things or what you give your energy to. Taking time in nature is the best way to do it.